Welcome back. Today is not exactly, but pretty close to the 1 month mark of me owning this car. Come on, baby, calm down, calm down, calm down. There we go. I had to pass somebody and the car got a little bit excited and we went a little bit faster than we should have. But we never broke the speed limit, ever. So 1 month, I've put, let me find it here, 2,600 kilometers on the car, which is about 1,500 miles, which is a lot more than I would usually drive. But you know, you buy a car like this, you want to drive it everywhere, all the time, for any reason. So that is exactly what I've done. I have taken it to a tunnel. I have just been an absolute hooligan in it, but without breaking the speed limit, of course, ever. I have messed with as many features as I could get my hands on, which has been pretty excellent. The car is pretty packed full of tech, and I must say I was a little bit surprised to see a lot of the people did not know what the car actually had, because it is a cyclist. Holy smokes, man. I don't know why they have to ride 3 wide. It's like, get single file. I will cut you in half. Oh man, they just suck. What does that dude have hanging out? A tree branch. Spinny, 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 spinny. The roads are wet. Okay, I'm back. I've been surprised to see how many people didn't know a lot of the features that the cars have in it. And it's interesting because the car is worth a fair chunk of change. Especially when you compare it to the Mustangs and a lot of the different vehicles on the market that offer a very rewarding driver experience for, you know, $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 less, at least in Canada. But when you hear the saying, you get what you pay for, there's a lot of little things in the cars that you get that you might not get, or it might not be as satisfying in the other cars, because they are trying to hit certain price points. Now, I know it sounds like I'm ragging on the Mustang for not having all these bells and whistles, and I'm sure the GT500 will come out pretty well equipped, and I know their higher end stuff has everything, but they're a lot of money. I mean, a Ford F-150 fully loaded is a fair chunk of change, and it comes with a lot of bells and whistles. But is it worth more than the base model pickup? Yeah, it comes with all the bells and whistles. Well, the same thing kind of applies here with the automobiles. And when you're going from brand to brand, I don't feel like GM is charging you more because it's a Chevy or because it's a Camaro. They're charging you more because it has more in it. So it is what it is. But I mean, for me, owning this car 1 month, putting the miles I put on it, playing with it how I've played with it, driving it under all normal spring, summer, fall conditions, the car has been absolutely flawless, absolutely spectacular. Driving it, my longest trip so far was 2.5 hours, and the seats were just amazing. I had absolutely no need to get out of the vehicle. I had no need to stretch my legs or do anything. I was good. Just keep driving. I'd go anywhere. Stereo system is very, very good. I think for a stock system, it functions to my needs. I did do an aftermarket system in my old car with a subwoofer and everything because it was really bad. But this one's good. It definitely tickles my fancy, and I can't say I have any real want or need to upgrade or modify it. The aesthetics perspective, there's a lot of mods I would like to do to the car, but the money isn't there right now, and winter's coming. which means I have to do winter tires and undercoat the car and get some floor mats and do all kinds of little things to get the car winter ready. But the snow tires and the rims and stuff are not going to be cheap, and I got to still figure some of that out, which I'm not overly concerned about. I am going to change the rim size. I'm going to go down to an 18-inch rim and just do something like as cheap as absolutely possible. And then, because they're going to be just cheap whatever rims, and it's going to be the winter, I'm not planning on cleaning them or looking after them. I'm just going to use and abuse the rims. I am going to take some time over the course of the winter, and I am going to clean up my stock rims, and I am going to do tire letters. I think I am going to pursue more of the clean race car look, and I think tire letters are a very simple, cost-effective way to increase that influence a little bit in the car. And just have the rims ready for spring. I'm not going to powder coat them or anything, because I would rather just buy a new set of rims, which I might do, but not in the immediate future. I think these rims are very mature looking on the car and very classy. So to me, it just kind of gives it a somewhat unique appeal. Everybody's doing black rims, and everybody's doing this, and everybody's doing that, you know, but to me it's like, I just think they look really nice, so I don't see the need to change them now. I would rather get bored of them and then change them because I'm bored of them, not change them because they're not black. I mean, my old vehicle, I plasti dipped the rims because I blacked out the rest of the vehicle, and they just looked dumb. They were ugly rims. It was a 2006 GMC Envoy with the stock 5-spoke rim or whatever, and they were just ugly rims to begin with. And then when I blacked out the vehicle, they looked super ugly and stood out like a sore thumb. But this car just has this essence of elegance about it, and the rims kind of accent that. So I haven't made up my decision on what I'm going to do exactly, but the money needs to be there, and I've got a few other things to do first. What I would rather do first is the ACS composite front splitter and side skirts. It's probably the same amount of money as doing a set of rims, give or take, by the time you install them and you put the tire pressure sensors and everything else you put on the rims and you get them installed and balanced and everything else. It's probably the same amount of money. So I'd rather keep the rims I have and do the skirt kit on it and dress up the car a little bit more, which will accent the tire letters and just give the car a really clean look. I'm not going to drop it or lower it. I don't know, I love the way it sits and feels. I'm also not changing the tire size or anything like that, so the wheel gaps won't be changing. It'll all sit and look and perform the way it is. I did accidentally hit a curb with this car, passenger side. I was in a really weird old parking lot, and it was really narrow, and there was a big SUV pulling in, and I tried to keep myself really tight to the one side, and I went up over the curb. No damage, never scuffed the rim, never scuffed the tire, did absolutely nothing to the car, but I did do it. And when I did it, it was like, oh man, what did I just do to my beautiful car? I got out nothing. I didn't rub a skirt, I didn't hit the bumper, I didn't hit the back bumper, like absolutely nothing. The car was just perfect. And that to me is perfect, because I have to keep this thing a daily driver. This car is not going to be a garage queen. It is going to be out with me all winter in every snow and everything else that Canada has to throw at us, and I'm going to have fun with it. This is my daily driving car, and I'm going to daily drive it regardless of weather. Obviously, if we get really severe snowstorms, I am not taking it out. I did not enjoy it in my Envoy, which was 4-wheel drive with snow tires. So I am not going to even bother with this car. If it's snowing that bad, I can miss a gym day. It won't be the end of the world. I'll work out at home, and you know, life will go on. But so I've got some plans for the car. I would not be opposed to doing an axle back system on the car. I have been looking, and it's hard to find them in Canada. We just don't have the availability. The Stainless Works and the few of the different brands, I can't find them anywhere. The only one I found, even it was almost an hour's drive from me, was MagnaFlow. Now the MagnaFlow is really expensive. It is, the Axeback was what, $2,500 Canadian just for the parts. It's just 2 mufflers with the tips. It was 4-inch tips, 409 stainless, so it's almost surgical equipment stainless steel. Like, the quality is impeccable, and I'm sure the sound is right up there. It would keep my MPP, which is absolutely crucial for me because I love the system. I love how it works. So I don't know, it's just a lot of money. And then it's going to be another couple grand for the skirts and a couple grand for the rims, and I'm probably looking at $2,000 for the winter rims and tires. And then I've still got to pay for the car. I've still got my monthly payments on top of that, and then everything else I'm trying to do, and my gym life and all that stuff. No really big immediate plans, but winter's coming, and excuse me, I do have some pretty substantial things coming about next year with the car. I'm going to be doing some things that I have not seen done with the car, and not mod related, just function related, and I'm pretty excited about that. But I'll leave that till next year because I don't know exact timing, so I can't actually announce anything or share anything because there's a lot of things pending, and I will explain that when the time comes and when the announcement is due. But for now, the car has just performed. It's been spectacular. It's been overwhelming. I know I've had a few instances where I walked out of shopping centers and I seen it parked way the hell out there. I mean, I've always been one to park kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I have really bad hips and they're all messed up, but I felt like I have the ability to walk even if it's in pain, so I walk. I park away from things and I walk. And then I see everybody trying to fight for the front 5 spots, and I'm just like, you guys should just be walking because you're just being lazy. But walking out and seeing this car from afar sitting out in the parking lot surrounded by everybody else's daily cars, it really shows how beautiful this car is. When you see guys, and like I seen a Hyundai Genesis there, and you know, they're parking beside you because it's like, you know, they got a sports car and they've got, you know, some horsepower and it performs and it's got Brembo brakes and this, that, and the other, and it's like, but it isn't. It looks cheap and sad beside this car. But when you see this car beside a new Mustang GT, it's like they look like brothers. They just look like very well proportioned, well stanced, very proper cars. So it's been really neat. It's been raining a lot the last couple days, which it hasn't been all summer, so it's been neat to experience the car in the rain as well, and the different driver modes, and it's just been a bit of a whirlwind to own this car. And I want to thank everybody who's subscribed to the channel. We almost broke 300 subscriptions, which is pretty awesome. And then there's just more awesome stuff to come for October, November, December. Christmas is coming. And more fun stuff. I would really like to take this up north to the cottage. They have really, really beautiful driving roads up there, and I think that would be a lot of fun. But that is, of course, schedule pending and all that. And work is really, really busy. And I know I say that a lot, but I'm currently booked for the next like 16 to 18 months. So it's just a little bit overwhelming in that aspect because we're all working really hard to try and get done everything we need done by the scheduled dates we need it done, and then I'm, you know, trying to do everything with the car and the gym and wet out 4,000 RPM pull, and this car just meanders. I put it in snow and ice mode because it is raining, and this car can be a bit of a handful. I know, shocking, but yeah, I don't know. So if you guys got any questions about the car or anything or what I'm doing with it, leave it in the comments below and I will do my best to get to them as soon as possible. Take care, guys.